And we are live. We're here Friday, 4 p.m. AEST.
We are live. Welcome everyone to our new live stream. Extremely excited to see you all here. And today we have some exciting things to show. Obviously, as I communicated in my email, we're going to be showing our new policy research tool built into Mystro. This is a demo preview. It's not available to everyone, but if you guys want to have access, send us an email and we'll enable it. Liam, is this correct?
Yeah, we're opening up for beta. We're looking for feedback, whether it's functionality, whether it's accuracy, whether it's the actual look and feel of it. We're looking to get some feedback. We're looking to get it out there because, Dimitri, I've had 4 different conversations just in the last 24 hours with brokers, with people from the financial services industry, basically saying they would like something like this. Like it doesn't really exist. Like it does, but it's not exact. Like it's right there, but it's not exactly. So well, I think we might have a winning solution.
Well, the interesting thing is, this tool right now, it's integrated obviously in Mystro, but we're going to build even tighter integration. So this tool will understand all data that is collected in Mystro, and it's available in Mystro for the applicant or for the particular deal. And then it will be able to use this data, combining with policy research tool, to analyze policies specifically for a specific scenario. So this is really, really cool. And I think this is one of our huge advantages, is because not only we provide that functionality where you can research policies, but we also massive and secure data storage that can be utilized for that purpose. And I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And I think a lot of brokers will absolutely love it. But today is the first preview of a tool, and we're so excited. Like, I'm so pumped to show it. I'm not going to show it to you. Liam's going to show it.
I'm going to show it. Well, because Dimitri, like this is like a representation of what we can do. We don't have to stop here, right? This is going to be mortgage policy, right? But you've been demoing asset, which we're bringing that into Mystro. We've got the prospect of insurance. Like people are going, hey, can I do? Well, why not? Like seriously, if this helps our customers, and it's already leveraging stuff that we've already got, why not? I don't understand why not.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I reckon we slowly work our way in there. Look, it's the end of Friday, Dimitri. So maybe you're not in a chatty mood, but if you want to put into the chat, like what do you currently use for doing any sort of research, whether it's mortgage, asset, insurance, financial play? Well, tell us what you use, because I'd love to kind of work that into the conversation, because we actually want this to be applicable. Like it actually makes sense. So put a comment in. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume and use my own background and understanding on how this might apply. But do we do it, Dimitri? Do I just pull the sheet off?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, I'm clicking it. Oh God.
Guys, just a reminder, this is just a preview. This is just a beta. So we are constantly working on the product, and we're constantly improving the user interface and the experience and lender coverage. And we're going to be doing these improvements daily. Like daily, there will be improvements, and they're going to be pushed live until the product is perfect, accurate, polished, and everyone will absolutely love it.
Oh, Dimitri, I'm nervous. You want to know why?
Why?
Because this is our reputation. Like, we put so much time and energy into this, and like this is just, I don't know. It's like, when you really are proud of something and you don't want someone to like put it down. It's how I'm feeling.
Well, you know what?
But it's okay.
When we build products internally, we usually don't share it with anyone. But what we've decided to do, instead of just building it and thinking ourselves, hey, what do we need to do with the product? What functionality we need to add? like how does it fit into broker workflow, we might as well just give brokers early access to tool, early preview, so they can give us their feedback. And I think that would be really, really cool. Liam, make your screen a bit bigger.
You reckon? I was going to say, do we need to go, like, how big do we, that might be too big. What do you reckon, Dimitri? We'll pull it back a little bit.
I think that will do.
All right, guys. So let's kick it off, because Dimitri, it's like, okay, what can we do? So we have got relationships that we've built to make sure that we're getting this data live, you know, as close to live really as possible, because there's no point in actually going and using a tool like this and then it's out of date, which, Dimitri, we actually made some modifications today. It'll actually tell you the last time that the piece of information that it gave you was updated, which is just, it's a chef's kiss right there. So
really nice. Let's
kick it off. I mean, this looks huge on my screen, so I might have to pull it back if we can't see much, but like I reckon let's start small and work our way up. What do you reckon, Dimitri?
Absolutely, let's do it. Maybe explain what the interface looks like, what it does, and then, you know, just give a couple of examples, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
You know what?
And if anyone has any questions, just shoot it. Yeah.
Shoot it in. So guys, basically what we've got here is we've got the ability to bring different types of assistance into the mix. So, like, you know, mortgage, asset, other types. Like, it can even be something like copywriting. Like, if that's something you guys are really looking for, and maybe you use ChatGPT or something else, and you want to get kind of bring it into the platform, bring in the security, and that's something you really want, guys, tell us. Like, we're happy to introduce these things as required. But ultimately, we've got a database that we can actually go and inquire about, and even being able to give it stuff that's not necessarily just mortgage policies. Like, it might be we collect user feedback, you know, around, hey, there's this policy exception here, or there's a slight nuance here. Like, we can collate that. This is a collaborative thing that we want to build out with our customers, so that you guys can go to one central place and get the information that you need. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, what banks do you know about? Something simple, because at the end of the day, we don't have every bank, Dimitri, but that is the goal. And there are some complicated ones, like the big four are ones that we don't have right now, but we've got a couple of tactics, probably even next week, where we can get them loaded in and actually have customers starting to inquire about it. And I don't know if you guys know about this. Like, we've been playing around with the speed of this. Like, we'd love it to be lightning quick, right, Dimitri?
Absolutely, but you know, we need to find the balance. We need to find the balance, because obviously we want to produce accurate results.
Well, correct. And the more reasoning that we actually get our AI to do, the better the accuracy is. And to the point that we really need it to be not accurate. So even if that comes at a slight speed, like, you know, 15, 20 seconds to kind of get a response, I think it's really important that we make sure that that's what you guys are looking for. So looks like Heritage, ANZ, Macquarie Bank, Bendigo, and Pepper. I know that there are a couple more, but we have told it to not overwhelm the user, Dimitri, with information, so it's kind of a bit more of a snippet. Let's kick off with something fairly basic. Which banks can do lending over 80%? Oh, here we are. Let's see what we get. Now, of course, this is going to account for your really basic stuff, like someone brand new to the industry, and also very complex. Like, Dimitri, did you know that some banks have policies that are like 10 pages and some are like 150 pages? Wow. Like whose job is it to write these documents? Like, oh my gosh. Have they heard of AI?
Yeah, they have teams of people who do that.
You reckon it's more than one?
Yeah,
it'd have to be more than one, surely. So while this is doing this, let's just think about what the other kind of stuff that we could do. I mean, you know what? If I think about the really problematic ones that I kind of experience as a broker, it's when interesting types of incomes like boarding income and foster care It'd be like interesting types, like borrowing under a trust, because people are trying to leverage it. So let's have a look here. So I might just make this a tiny bit smaller. Hopefully everyone can still see that. Looks like ANZ does over 80%, Macquarie Bank, Bendigo, Heritage, Pepper. This all sounds about right. All right, let's go ahead and say, what about, can you tell me about banks that do lending against trusts? And you don't even have to be so vague, Dimitri. Like I met up with a broker today, and I was kind of threw her under the bus a little bit, like asking her what some questions were regarding policies. But we threw a full scenario at it, and it actually gave a really good response. Yeah, and I'll actually demo. I'm going to ask a question, Dimitri, that I know it doesn't know, because that's really important. That we've pretty much trained our AI to almost do what you would think best practice is just being a good human being. Like if you don't know something, totally okay to say you don't know, but it's about making sure that it's clear and adding that to some sort of process so that we know what we don't know and we've got a way to fix that. So we want to collate stuff that we don't know that you guys think, hey, this would be really good for us to be able to use this tool for. Let's bring it in. Let's get this information in. What do we got? ANZ. I've definitely done lending with ANZ for trusts. What have we got? There's some good information there. Macquarie Bank. Here we go. Bendigo, ING, and Bank Australia don't, Dimitri, which is good to know. Mm-hmm. All right, you know what? Let's go something super basic. Rather than going and looking for, I'm actually going to go. What's the max DTI or debt to income ratio for ANZ owner occupied purchase? Maybe you got a customer who's got quite a lot of debt, but like the income's quite good, and you're trying to kind of, really on the fly work out whether or not a bank's going to be particularly good. This is obviously going to be able to collate data against many banks, or actually just be able to go right to that piece of information that you're looking for. Like ANZ in particular, is 147 pages, Dimitri.
Wow.
Okay, there you go. With rental income, 7.5. Without, 8. And then if you're borrowing above 90, it's down to 6, which sounds about right. But here's the thing, guys. I mean, this stuff is really important to make sure that you're not fully relying on it. You should obviously cross-reference it. Dimitri, some ideas that the team have been getting is that you can actually click on some information and it will show you where on the policy it found it, so that you've got a little bit of a better idea. We'd love to do that. We've got that kind of in the roadmap. First, of course, we want to make sure this is something you guys are actually going to want to use, which I think would be really good. Let's give an example of something it doesn't know. So right now there's no like rate cards or like anything about fees. So if I said, what about Macquarie's annual fee? What is it for mortgage? Let's have a look. Now this is the stuff I'm nervous about, Dimitri, because AI it can be crazy. So we've done a lot of work to train it and to really, do a particular task really well. But disclaimer, guys, AI can hallucinate. It can come up with things. So always make sure you're cross-checking things. This is about getting to the answer quicker and saving time, but it's not something to fully rely on.
Well, we're going to make it really, really good because we want brokers to rely on this tool. And we want it to be as accurate as possible.
There you go, Dimitri. I do not have enough information to state Macquarie's package fee. The document does not supply it. They do reference a low deposit fee, but obviously it needs more information. So great. If I look at this, I'm not going to be like, sent in the wrong direction and all of a sudden I'm made a fool of because I say something that's not correct. This should be a tool that complements your process. It complements the way in which you go about your day-to-day. And arguably, Dimitri, it is like, as a beta, hot off the press. Like, I think the team said that they ironed out the last little kinks around 12 o'clock today. This is like first version. And this is the kind of thing that we're already working on second, third. Like, we've got some stuff in the pipeline to actually bring this to the market really well. So if this is something you guys are interested in, please send us an email, put a message in here. If you guys want to get open to that beta, that's the cost is on us, just so we can get some understanding of kind of what this is going to look like in the market. Help us to build it, and frankly, we'll definitely look after you guys if you're one of those users. That really helps us to make the product something that will actually dominate. Please reach out. We'd love to get you involved and get some feedback. Because Dimitri, I'm stuck. Like,
Yes,
I remember a lot about being a broker, but it's coming up on 12 months ago. Like, the market's changed. We can't rely purely on just what we know, which is why we need to partner with you guys. So what else? Actually, you know what? Let's finish off with a scenario. Like, let's actually see if, out of the banks that it knows about, let's actually see if it can give me a recommendation. All right. I have a client. Actually, you know what? We'll do a new conversation. Let's think. What do we want to ask? We're gonna go. I have a client who wants to purchase owner-occupied property, 82% LVR, happy to pay LMI, self-employed with not 2 years trading history. Well, let's go a little bit crazy. BAS is stronger than financials. 2 kids with child support, and living. Oh, nah.
By the way, when we bring this tool on a deal level, so because we already store this data, or most of this data, it will be available automatically. So you don't have to type any of this. You can just type your question, and we will collate all data that we hold, and that's fact find any comments that you've made on a deal, like pretty much anything, including documents and its documents contents. And we're gonna feed it into the model. And you don't have to type all of these questions. You just type something very simple, and the system will figure out what to do, and it will give you a really, really good answer.
Yep. Now this is a big one, Dimitri, because what it's actually going to do now is when you ask this tool a question, it kind of starts to work through what information it needs. So like, if I say I'm wanting to compare 3 different banks, it's only going to go and get that information. If you actually go and ask a particular question about a particular bank, it's only going to go to that one bank. But right now, I've basically said, go to everything you've got and probably look through all of the information that you have access to make sure that we're getting a result that's actually comparing everything that it knows. So that in itself might take a minute or so. And we actually ask it to do a lot more reasoning, because it needs to check what it's thinking so that we don't get incorrect information. So something like this can, like what you've demoed, Dimitri, in previous live streams, it is quicker than previous iterations of the product, like for the asset finance stuff. Probably about a minute and a half. And to be honest, like, it's the kind of thing that if you're just curious whether or not you haven't missed something, like, most of the time you'll know what you'll know kind of a gist of what kind of options they're going to be, but you might want to just cross-reference and check. All right, here we go. Based on the policies and the documents you provided, Pepper seems like the most suitable option. And to be honest, Dimitri, I'm not surprised it went with that option based on the 82% LVR and because BAS was actually stronger than the financial. So I kind of knew it was going to go in that direction. It's nice that it went that way. Highest confidence, white fits, great, LVR's fine, key points, these are all accessible. Okay, so we've got alt doc, which is good. So I can go down the 6 months BAS option and get a bit more stronger servicing. White fits. There's actually multiple products with Pepper that would actually suit that. That's good. We can go to Pepper and get some maybe pricing on the different products and find out what pricing / fees are going to be more suitable. We've got a contingency here that supposedly maybe we'll even be able to go with their standard product, but we're not recommending ANZ because their LMI policy is not great for not having 2 years financials. That's good to know. And a couple of things here that we actually still need to confirm, stuff that it's not confident enough in. So if we wanted to rely kind of on this assessment, we probably should confirm a couple of things. And frankly, Dimitri, I could just go and spit it back in here after I've found out and just see if that actually changes the result. Man, Dimitri, why did this not exist when I was a broker? What have you been doing?
I was doing technology.
You know what? Like, there are some tools out there. I mean, I'm aware of, obviously aggregators have their thing, and it looks like I just saw your message, Leith. Yes, aggregator, so-called AI and ChatGPT. I hope you're not manually each time loading in policy documents. That would be quite time consuming. Surely you've got a better way of doing it for now. But yeah, aggregator softwares are all right. Wiki Broker, Brokerpedia, but they're just not. I don't know if anyone in the live stream kind of has a way of putting this. It just doesn't feel easy. Like, it's typically you're doing like keyword search, or it just takes a while. But this in itself, you know what, Dimitri? What can I do one last one, please?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Foster care income. Foster, lastly, actually, you know what? Let's do one new scenario. Foster care was one that always got me out. Banks really were kind of not clear. So I'm going to do one last one because I actually am interested if these policies have changed recently. Which banks allow for foster care income? And can you let me know what verification I need to provide for each? Oh, I got caught out so much on foster care income. I don't know if it's the type of clientele that we had, but it's a very well. Actually, I'm not going to say it's complicated because there's a lot more. There's a lot. Like, I mean, when you get into that commercial, like that stuff is really fun. But in the residential space, foster care income was frustrating to deal with because it was very rare that the banks did it. And if they did do it, they always had caveats. So I'm going to run this test and see which ones are currently doing it and the verification, because sometimes it's actually very hard to verify the income based on, like, you've got private arrangements actually through an agency, and then that's hard to get the documentation. So, I'm thinking I want to call, just finished up. This is a red flag. And before I finish up for the day, I just want to see, are there even any banks? In fact, I could do this while I'm on the phone with the client. Just caveat, still need to confirm this, but ANZ is a no. Bendigo is a no. Ubank is a no. Pepper Money will only use it to offset living expenses. So that's interesting, something to consider. It looks like none of the banks here actually allow for it. And frankly, and it's kind of alluding to it here, Pepper probably would be the most common one, but it's not like they add the income. It's like they do something else. So it looks like like this is correct, but I could be wrong. Obviously, guys, this is why we want to get it out to you guys. We want you to kind of help us make sure that what we're developing is actually correct. And of course, you know what, Dimitri, this feels like a little kick up the backside. It's like, do you want me to go and check these other ones? Yeah, we don't have them yet, Dimitri.
Sure.
Got to get them. Got to get them all, like Pokemon style.
All right.
Man, Dimitri, this is exciting. I think I'm done. I think I need to go and cry in a corner somewhere in tears of happiness.
That's fine. I guess what I'll do, I'll share my screen now.
Go for it.
I'm going to show you what we are working on in terms of workflows and how you can utilize workflows in your business. So just give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Let me just share my screen. Share screen. Let's do entire screen.
Go for it.
Do this screen. And here we go. So that's Mystro dashboard, guys. This is exciting. Like, I'm so pumped. I'm so excited about it.
You can actually see the policy research in the left-hand corner. Like it's in. Oh my gosh, so exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I'm stopping.
I'm not gonna show policy research because we've already shown it. I'm gonna show workflows and what you can do with workflows and how you can potentially utilize workflows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click plus and I'm going to create new deal. So I'm not going to go through entire fact find as I usually do. Some brokers would like to work on a deal before they can actually send it to the client for collection. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to select mortgage application, which is obviously my application. By the way, if I click start data collection, the system will go through the process. It will collect information from everyone. From all applicants, including documents, including signatures. Everything will be automated. So you don't have to do document and data collection manually. The system will perform it for you. But in this case, my workflow will be different. I'm just going to add a customer. And I'm just going to create empty deal because I don't want to collect information first. I want to work on the deal first. And maybe I'm going to make my screen a little bit bigger. Now, this is empty deal. And what I want to do first, Liam, as a broker, I'm not a broker, but as a broker, in this case, before I do anything, obviously I can click on the form, I can populate some of the information, which I'll probably do. Just, okay, this is like this information I already know about the customer, or maybe I'm on the phone with the customer right now, and he provides me with, he's saying, he's single, he has no dependents, whatever it is, I can pre-populate it as much information as I want. The reason for that is because when I send request to customer, I already have this information. I might just say, I don't want to collect this information from a customer. I just want to collect what I don't have yet. But let's say I'm off the phone with the customer and I'm going to tell the customer that, you know what, I'm going to send you a link to sign the privacy because I need privacy. I want to run credit check on this customer. And before I run credit check, I don't want to collect anything from him. I don't want to collect form. I don't want to collect documents. I don't want to do anything. I just want him to sign privacy so I can run credit check. On the left, we've released a new tool that we call a workflow. I call it control center because this is essentially a control center for all operations that you can perform on Mystro. So we can customize this and bring all functionality into this workflow and make it easy to follow and consistent for you and your team. So when they work on a deal, they follow consistent process. In this case, I've set up a really, really simple workflow. So the first item in the workflow, the other items are hidden by my rules because I said, look, before you can proceed on anything on this workflow, let's just specify lead information. So that would be lead source. So this lead has been originated via web or phone because I'm on the phone with the customer. And lead quality, I say, okay, this guy is pass. And if it's pass, then it reveals other actions that I should be performing on this deal. So if I click on actions, it will expand. In this case, this is how I configured that. And I have collect customer client customer data. I don't want to collect customer data, but I want to collect privacy. So I've got a task here, please sign privacy. Obviously, I can't sign it myself, but what I'll do, I'm gonna click request privacy signature button, and the system will send communication to client and will request privacy. So that's it. That's all I have to do. I can continue working on my deal, obviously, while this is in progress. So I can go back to please sign privacy, and as you can see, privacy has been requested. So now what I'll do as a client, the client has received email and SMS, so I can configure it any way I want to receive privacy. Let me jump to my email very quickly, and I'll show you this email. So this is the email that just arrived. Hey, Dmitry, I need you to sign privacy. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click on a link, and as a client, so that just gives me ability to sign privacy. So this screen is obviously fully customizable. So we can customize it any way we like. We can show anything we like. If I want to show a picture or maybe a photo of myself or maybe a video, like whatever. And the client will sign privacy. So this is my privacy test page. And the privacy is signed, and that's it. So it's really, really simple. And I can request privacy signature at any point of time. So whether it's whether I've collected fact find. So imagine if I've already collected fact find and I want to request privacy again, I can do it. So I have this I have this privacy control that I can utilize at any point of time during my client's loan application journey. So because I've spoken to a lot of brokers, and that's quite a common question. Hey, how do I request privacy? How do I request something? And here we can create controls and control center that will actually say, okay, this is how you do it. And it's really, really easy and really, really simple. And now I've requested privacy. Obviously, everything is done. Everything is signed. By the way, this is my privacy document that client just signed. So I can preview it if I want to. So here we go. That's my privacy document. And now the client might, and now I can proceed with the client. And, probably in my workflow, the next action would be to collect customer data. How do I do that? I brought everything into my control, into my action workflow item. So it can be customized, obviously, but this is how I do it. And I can actually bring most of the controls that exist in Mystro into one place and get my entire team to follow it and to just use this tool. So then I have to jump around and figure out what button to press, what to do, when to do it. The system will control it, and the system will tell them, for example, if they can't collect customer data at this point, we can put an error there. We can say, hey, by the way, before collecting customer data, you need to fill out other fields or other workflow items.
Yeah.
But in this case, I say, no worries, let's collect customer data. So I'm going to say, yes, I'm sure. And now customer information, customer fact find request will be sent to the client, and the client will go through the process. Really easy, really simple. You don't have to worry about, clicking anywhere on the page, figuring out what buttons to press. It's all there, and we can configure the the workflow to suit precisely your internal requirements and your internal workflows. So this tool is extremely powerful and extremely useful, obviously, if configured correctly. But we are more than happy to talk to you about your workflow and recommend workflow configuration, because once it's configured, it can be super beneficial for everyone, like for your team, because they can follow specific steps that you define, like checklists and and pressing and action buttons, when to press these action buttons, and everything will be organized in one spot. So it's all there, and anytime you can refer to it, and anytime, and you can see actually what's going on. By the way, when I requested my fact find, it put fact find requested date. It put fact find collected date. That's because I was quickly putting together this workflow just before this meeting and during this meeting. But the fact find collected date will be updated as soon as fact find is collected. What's cool about this is that this tool is really useful in the sense that you can, as I said before, you can define your procedures, define your workflow very clearly, and the system will ensure that the workflow is followed every time. So when you bring new team member, for example, or when you bring support team in your organization, you can provide training and just tell them, hey, this is a workflow, this is what you need to follow, and the workflow will tell you what to do, so they can't make a mistake. So that becomes a really, really beneficial. So it ensures that there are no mistakes made. And obviously, in this case, client will receive email and SMS, and they will click on a link. This is a link that is sent to the client. So they will click on the link and will take them to the form where they need to provide the information. Very, very simple. How cool is that, Liam?
Very cool. It just goes to show that what we're doing is we're really rounding off the process, right? Like we're really just touching on all the different things that hopefully our customers need to just focus on what they actually need to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. And here I'm going through FactFind as a customer. As you can see, I've customized this FactFind with different crazy colors and different crazy buttons. FactFind can be customized, and not just text and not just colors, but everything. So we can customize, questions that you're asking. We can change. You can change questions. You can shuffle them around. You can delete questions. You can put video here, explanation. So, for example, when someone arrives at your FactFind, we can actually explain that. You can put a video, just a quick video, 5-10 seconds, explaining the process, so people feel comfortable and people feel really good about dealing with you. And obviously, as they go through FactFind, the system generates document checklist based on what they said in their profile. So if they say, they're self-employed, or if they have additional income, or, whatever their situation is, the system will generate appropriate documentation for that scenario. And at the end of the FactFind, in this case, it will present to the customer so they can upload it.
Yeah.
Now, the system also smart enough to send notifications and reminders when required. So we can configure notifications and reminders to be sent at appropriate time. So, for example, if client stops, we can wait, 5-10 minutes or 20 minutes and send them a reminder. And we can configure it and customize it precisely for your requirements. So that's how easy it is to do. And obviously, if I go back to my dashboard and if I refresh my dashboard, we can see that we already start generating a bunch of documents that will be collected. And this is data that we've collected so far about the client. So the data is collected in real time as client goes through the form and answering questions. The data is being collected. There are different ways you can request FactFind, so you don't have to request it through, obviously, Workflow. You can also send a link to a client just via email, or maybe put a link on your website so they can go through the process. It's extremely easy and extremely simple. In fact, every FactFind, every application form that client facing can be exposed as a link, and it's a white label link. So it could be apply.yourcompany.com, and you can just send them this, send client that link. Let me actually, before we finish this presentation, let me show you how that looks. So, for example, if I go to my apps, I can retrieve a link. I'm not going to go into deep details where to find it, but if you want to know, just let us know and we'll help you. But this is a link to my application. I can just put this link on my website. I can embed it to my website, and it's just going to be there. And when someone clicks on the link, they'll be taken to this interface. By the way, look at this. This is a new feature that we are releasing. Look at the form, guys. It's instant. So, and it's doing crazy stuff in the background, like with all the complexity that we have in forms. A lot of things going on in the background. A lot of things going on, with like in the system, and and that's why sometimes it takes when you click on the answer, it takes maybe half a, couple of milliseconds. But in this case, look at this. It's instant.
Dimitri, I think your internet speed is slower than how quick it is.
It's instant, and we work hard to improve
we do.
experience as well as client experience, because client experience matters. And our conversion rates on our forms are the highest in industry. Like, we have the best forms in the industry, and we collect the information accurately and quickly. Now, and we're constantly thinking, how can we improve it? How we can make conversion even better? How we can improve customer experience even better? And one of the things that came up with is, hey, what if we make the forms so fast that it's just instant? And this is like, look at this, guys. It's instant. And I can go through the entire fact find like that without even a millisecond delay. And the interesting thing is about this is, if I go to my dashboard, let me just go to my deals folder. Oops, I'm making it smaller, make it bigger. This is a form that I'm going through. The data is recorded, the data is saved. So all information that we collect is not lost. It's not saved somewhere in the cloud. It's here. It's right here, and all information that I've provided so far is saved, and it's available to you straight away, so you can work on it while providing client with smooth, instant experience. It's just mind-blowing, and I'm playing with this, I'm testing this, and it's so cool, guys. You will really love it. Especially, if you integrate forms on your website, when people click on a link, it provides instant experience to your clients. Instant customized experience, but at the same time secure and backed by this huge infrastructure that we have in the background. So data is saved instantaneously. Automations are triggered when they need to be triggered, because the form can also be connected to automations. Like, if someone, let's say, wants to borrow $10 million, we can automatically identify that person as a VIP customer, and probably maybe tag it as a VIP customer in Mystro CRM, and then we can trigger a workflow for that specific customer. So whatever it is, will be triggered. So I'm actually very excited. I don't know if people are excited about that or not, but to me, this is crazy. This is so quick and so beautiful to use. I can't stop filling out forms, guys. So maybe I should stop. So here we go. So this is our workflow. This is what we've created. Again, guys, this lead I've created from the internet. So if I put the button on my website, someone click on the button, I will take them through the form. And obviously, if I go back to Mystro, this is a deal that we're going through. And, we have all the controls here. So I can say, okay, this lead has been generated via the web. When I rig it up properly, it will be set automatically, because we know where the lead is coming from. We know how people actually, like, whether they go directly to the link or send them requests. So we can set this automatically. And, we can perform these actions that are required here also automatically. So everything in workflow and everything, what's happening in Mystro world, not everything, but most of the things can be automated. So you don't have to manually go to your workflows and click on, collect customer data. It just happens automatically. Same for analysis. Like, if I have a task or workflow step as analysis, when we collect information such as fact find and documents, we also validate documents. We also extract information from documents and making sure that documents that client upload are actually documents that you're requesting them to upload, and make sure the documents are valid. And if all documents are valid, we can say, yes, it's validated. Same as fact find. We can do data validation and some making sure that, we've collected 3 years employment history, or we've collected 3 years of address history, or whatever it is. So we can set these fields automatically. So imagine if someone goes to your website, or you send them a link and they go through the process and they complete it, data is validated, all these items are ticked, everything is set, so you know that you're compliant. You know that everything's validated, everything's recorded and auditable. I think this is really, really cool.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll stop geeking out about the forms and the workflow. And I think if anyone have any questions, please ask us. We are more than happy to answer. If people don't have any questions, I think we should wrap it up.
Oh, honestly, I reckon. I mean, look, it's Friday. I'm tired. To be honest, Dimitri, our Wednesday live stream went really well. So maybe there's even an opportunity where we actually do these more frequently during the week. But we'll retouch on this stuff. I mean, we're going to be doing some further enhancements. We'll get this beta out for our research, policy research tool, so that we can actually get some feedback. We'll introduce that into the product. Obviously, feedback with workflows. I've got an email coming out tonight to actually get people kicked off, and we'll actually get you guys connected with our support team so we can get that all underway. It's a very exciting time, Dimitri.
Guys, imagine when we have this tool, research tool, integrated into the application.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be really a game changer. Like when I go to application here to a deal, imagine if we have this assistant that is there, that it knows everything about this deal. And you can even ask assistant to write you emails with with context, that with data that assistant already has. You can do policy research. You can do pretty much everything that requires data knowledge or client information knowledge, as well as AI power and AI capabilities. Because as you guys saying, you currently using ChatGPT to write emails. You're using ChatGPT to analyze documents. You use ChatGPT to investigate some policies. Now it's all together, brought together in one central location that knows everything about the customer, and not just their data. Because you can also put notes here. You can have your you can have additional data about the customer. So you have your notes, you have your documents, you have client form. And also in Mystro, you probably don't know it, and not many people know, but you can have additional forms. So you can essentially create internal forms for your team to use process deals. For example, one of the form could be analysis, or like client analysis. So your team can work on that form, and that information will also be fed into AI. So it knows about everything, and it will use all that information, and then you can query it. You can combine it with policy research. You can combine it with like pretty much anything that you want. So it's going to be extremely easy. So you don't have to jump to ChatGPT and do this. The system is there. Everything's centralized. Everything is secure. So you don't have to download your files and paste it to ChatGPT. It's all here. It's all available. It's crazy.
It's just making it simpler. Just making it simpler. Get the job done.
Yeah.
It's all very exciting.
All right, guys. I'll stop ranting. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
We are really excited. We are really pumped. Like so many things happening. So much new technology and capabilities coming into Mystro. And we're going to be unveiling all of it to you as quickly as possible. If you want to have access to the early preview of our research tool, please let us know. And Liam, we are ready to get it into customer hands, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Done.
Have a good weekend, guys. Dimitri, we need some backup music.
I will come up with something. Like I've actually created AI song before. Remember, I've shared it with you.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh! Don't remind me.
I think we need to come up with another song, like a really cool song. Intro and outro. I think we'll
absolutely. Just
okay. Yeah, that's right. All right. Excellent.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
guys.
Have a
Thank
good
you so much.
Bye bye.
Have a good weekend. Bye bye.